Hello and welcome back. Today we feature two cup competitions that couldn't be further apart for intensity. Plus we've got highlights of another game as well. Hello, it's a very warm welcome to episode 28 of Irons in the Fire as we try and make West Ham good and great again. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you, as mentioned in the preamble, the two cup competitions. First up, Barnsley in the Carabao Cup, third round, and then we have a match against Paris St Germain. It's Champions League phase, match day 2. And as I said in the preamble also, they couldn't, as cup competitions go, they couldn't be further apart for intensity. The Carabao Cup is it's a pre-season amble. Well, I say pre-season, it's an early season amble until it starts to get a bit gritty as we get into the latter stages. And then, of course, we've got a very high-intensity game, a game that we really, really need to win if we're to progress in this year's Champions League phase, the new version of the Champions League. And a win against Paris St Germain, or even a draw, to be fair, would be something rather splendid. Right, well, since you were last with us, there's a couple of things to do before we do that. Of course, if you do enjoy today's episode, please leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. It all helps me here on YouTube. The other thing to do is to follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideFM. And of course, that all helps. And thank you very much for all those people who have subscribed over the past month or so. We ended the year, the calendar year, very, very well. And I'd like to continue that into the new year, if we may. Thank you very much for your support. Right, since you were last with us, we have not played any games. Last time out, we played Shakhtar and Chelsea, a 6-0 win against Shakhtar in the Champions League phase, match day 1, and then the 4-1 win against Chelsea. Looked a bit dicey at one point. We were only 2-1 up, but somehow or other, right at the end of the game, getting 2 goals in injury time. Shamadic getting his second of the game, and Mohamed Kudus making it look a lot easier than what actually it was. But it's a result all the same, so we will take that. As we've mentioned, we will have a highlight game as well. What we're going to do is we're going to do Barnsley live with the live commentary. Then we will have Burnley in the Premier League, match day 7 of the Premier League, and we will basically give you the goal highlights from that one, and then we will have a live commentary on the Paris St Germain match. Talking about the Carabao Cup, if we go in here and actually have a look at the scores, because it's a Tuesday-Wednesday affair, and lots of teams have played on the Tuesday, and something major has happened. Liverpool are the holders of the Carabao Cup, and they are out. They got beat by Ipswich on penalties, would you believe? Well, yeah, what can you say? 2-2 draw at Anfield as well. And losing out on penalties. Goal there. It went into injury time, and Hurst, it was 2-1. And they must have thought they got it. And 8 minutes into injury time, Hurst, not Jeff Hurst, but George Hurst, he scored for Ipswich to make it 2-2. As I say, they beat them on penalties. So can we actually have a look and see what the score was on penalties or not? Oh, yeah, we can. Didn't really want to do that bit. 4-3 on penalties. So obviously there was a few misses along the way there. Who missed penalties for Cavallo and Van Dijk missing penalties for Liverpool? What bad news that was for them. In other news, Manchester United have got past Rotherham by 3-1. Tottenham just managing to squeeze past Coventry with a penalty shootout win. and Fulham beating Milton Keynes Dons by 4-0. So that is the scores. We, of course, come to today's fixtures, and there's a boatload of others. Manchester City are at Carlisle. Our second opponents today, Burnley, are at home to Bournemouth. We're playing Barnsley, of course. Can't see, is there not Arsenal? Arsenal at the top there, yeah. They're away to Fleetwood. So games to watch out for as we go, and I thought that was quite interesting. One other thing that we will do while we are here, we will have a quick look at the Premier League and see how we finished up last time out, with the Premier League going on around us, of course. We were top on 16 points, 2 points clear of Manchester City in second on 14, Manchester United third on 13, Aston Villa and Brentford are on 12, 4th and 5th respectively, and then come Wolves in 6th, and Liverpool on 9th, just in the last European place. They're on goal difference, I think, at the moment. A number of teams also on 9 points. Everton, Burnley and Brighton currently in that drop zone. Right, without any more to do, let's get on with the episode. Barnsley are our opponents today. We click on that one. That may make life a lot easier, of course. Barnsley currently are in League One. Sky Bet League One, and they come visiting today, of course. Currently they are, where are they? They're 11th in League One, having played 8 games. They've won 3, drawn 3, lost 2 so far this season, on 12 points. So they've had a mixed start to the season. They will be hoping to get something from today's game. Let's hope we can stop them. This is the team that will face Barnsley, and it's a very much rotated team, giving a lot of players a bit of a rest. Mazulia makes his first appearance so far this season in goal, in place of Areola, who isn't in the matchday squad today. He's being rested. Emerson, Friedel, Todibo and Johnson make up the rest of the defensive line. Carrera, Zuma and Alvarez are in central midfield, and Kamada begins behind De Thomas and Ings up front. Ings can play in that pressing forward role. De Thomas is okay there. So on the bench, Trott, Mavropanos, Paqueta, Benrahma, Kufal, Irving, Kudas, Skarls and Shamadic. And here we are in the Carabao Cup. We are playing our usual formation. And Barnsley playing a 4-2-3-1. There is a H. Kane on the bench for Barnsley. Not Harry, but Herbie. Seven minutes on the clock. Friedel with a free kick to Zuma. Oh, Zuma left that ball behind then, and he managed to recover. Chiara to Alvarez, out to Johnson. Johnson on this far side. Johnson, can he get across it? He can. It's deep, and it's headed down. And Carrera gets his first goal of the season, and on 8 minutes, we are 1-0 up against Barnsley. Johnson having a start on that wing ahead of Kufal. Johnson with a throw in. Alvarez finds Emerson to Zuma. Todibo to Alvarez. Johnson crosses it into the area, and Raul de Thomas gets his first goal of the season as well, and on 11 minutes it's 2-0. Again, Johnson doing the work down that wing, and they're going to have to cut him out if they're going to stop this. Raul de Thomas on the spot. They have a free kick now. 21 minutes on the clock, but Raul de Thomas picking that ball up, and we're on the attack again. Alvarez out to Johnson, the man who's done all the damage. Ooh, it's crossed into the area, and it's gone wide this time. That ball out to Johnson, and their hearts must have dropped. We've seen him out there. He's provided 2 so far, and it looked like it was a third as well, but just didn't come down for Kamada. And half-time has arrived. It's been a comprehensive first half. Only 2 goals to the good. But Barnsley have not really done a great deal so far. No shots, nothing on target. 40% of the possession. We've had 12 shots, 7 on target, 1.63 and 60% of the possession. There's nothing really else much to say. 46 minutes on the clock, and we're on the attack again. Alvarez trying to get that back to Johnson, but didn't do it. And Barnsley come away for an unusual, rare attack. Herbie Kane. Let's hope he's not like the other Harry Kane. And he scored. Jallo. And early in this second half, they've pulled one back. Did nothing in that first half. They've obviously had a talking to at half time. And, well, all over us. And basically done a Ben Johnson into the area. Jallo was there and puts it away. We have a corner now. 56 minutes on the clock. Kamada with the corner. It's going to be an in-swinger. Swung in, and it's Kurt Zouma with his first goal of the season. And a 2-goal lead again on 57 minutes. And the crowd go wild. Kamada and Zouma at the near post tucks it away. Throwing on that far side. It'll be Friedel, I'm guessing. It's a long throw into the area. Zouma heads it back. Alvarez, it's come back off the post. And Atkinson puts it away, but only as far as Carrera. But Friedel's and Alvarez unlucky. Todibo with a free kick now. 66 on the clock. Zouma. Alvarez to Kamada, out to Johnson. Johnson finds Emerson. Back to Johnson. And Johnson gets one himself. His first goal of the season as well. And it's party time, boys and girls. 4-1 after 67. Time for some changes, I think. Johnson found Emerson. Emerson put it back to Johnson because the defenders come away from him. Left him in space, and he put it away. Lovely. And with 67 minutes on the clock, making 3 changes, Alvarez has come off. Friedel moves into that ball-winning midfielder role. Todibo moves over to the left side. Mavropanos coming on in place of Alvarez. Kurt Zouma has come off, and in that he was getting tired. He's had a great game. And Andy Irving comes on for him, and our final change is Danny Ings, also not having a great game up front. He's been replaced by Kudos, who I'm not sure. Yeah, he can play in that role. So as the pressing forward, they have a corner now. 71 minutes on the clock, nearly 72. Phillips with the corner. It's an in-swinger. It's cleared by Mavropanos, who's come on, but Jallo, the scorer of the first goal, he's flashed that wide. In fact, it was saved. It's gone for another corner. Phillips again on that far side. In-swinger again. And Cajera this time gets it away. But only as far. Phillips is in the danger zone and he's offside. Mazulia with a free kick to Johnson. 78 minutes. Oh, that's a poor ball by Johnson. Maybe it's time to bring him off. He's getting tired. And that was a tired pass. Kane, Herbie Kane, cuts it back to O'Keefe. O'Keefe puts his first goal of the season away, and they've scored a second. And it's not as comprehensive as we would have hoped. But a mistake by Johnson really leading to that. O'Keefe has just come on and gets a goal straight away. We need to sort that out. And with nearly, 79 minutes on the clock, we're going to make our one more change. We've got one more stoppage left. And the change is we have taken off Ben Johnson, as we said, he was tiring. He's had a fantastic game, a 9.6, but he was tiring. And, yeah, that mistake leading to that second goal for Barnsley. So he's been replaced by Vladimir Kufal, who we are going to set as an inverted winger. Inverted wing back on that right side there. Just to see what he can do. We're going to put Emerson just as a normal wing back. So that is our change. Got one change left. They have a free kick just inside our half. 18 minutes on the clock. And another goal back now will give us a bit of pressure for a while. Todibo winning that ball. Raul de Thomas, who we've not seen much since he scored his goal. Emerson, who's on an ordinary wing-back role now. And they've won that ball back. And they're causing us all sorts of problems at the minute. Cotter. And he's been brought down. And it's going to go to VAR. Is it a penalty? And that would bring it back to 4-3. And squeaky bottom time, I'm thinking. No penalty. Might be a free kick just outside the area. It is right on the edge. Phillips with the free kick. Swings it in, but he's hit the side net in. And with 84 minutes on the clock, making our final change, Thilo Carrera has come off. And we have brought on Lucas Paqueta. Free kick, Kudos. Pumps it in. Kufau heads it on. And Raul de Thomas pulling a save out of the goalkeeper, Roberts. It was a good ball in. Andy Irving sweeps this one in. Nodded back in. But Roberts has that in his hands. We'll see the free kicking and Kufau, I think it was, headed across to Raul de Thomas. Another corner. Irving has another go, this time deep. Kufau, but defender there. But it's only headed as far as Kudos. Kudos on a run, crossed it in. Couldn't get the cross into the area. And they come away with the ball. But it's broken down. Friedel out to Emerson. Emerson on that wing. Inside, trying to find Kamada. But couldn't find him. Todibo to tidy up this time. Paqueta, who's just come back on. All the way back to Mazulia. Emerson. Todibo. Emerson. Paqueta. Kamada. Raul de Thomas. Through to Kudos. Kudos had a shot and puts it wide. And we are in the 6th minute of 7 added on. Friedel with a long throw. O'Keefe is there, but only Kudos wins that ball. Lovely shot from just out, well, I'll say just outside, quite a way out from Paqueta, but it's over the top. And it's all over. It's a 4-2 win against Barnsley. But there were times when that didn't look as straightforward as it probably should have done. Carrera giving us the lead after 8. Raul de Thomas making it 2 after 11. Went into the second half. They pulled it back to 2-1. Through Jallo after 47. Kurt Zuma giving us a 2-goal cushion again after 57, 10 minutes later. Ben Johnson making it look a little bit sweeter at 4-1 after 67. But Corey O'Keefe having come on as a substitute, getting a goal after 79 minutes to make it 4-2. And it wasn't as straightforward as it probably should have been. 24 shots, 14 on target, 3.39 on the XG, 56% of the possession. Barnsley had 6 shots, 4 of which were on target, 1.06 and 44% of the possession. They played extremely well for a League One side. So a roundup of the other games played today. Arsenal beating Fleetwood 4-2. They had similar sort of problems as we had by the looks of it. 4-0 up. And then Fleetwood scoring 2 goals, Patterson and Mercury after 93 minutes, making it look a little bit less of an easy win for them. Bournemouth beating Burnley, but only on penalties. So that a very tight match. Manchester City doing Carlisle by 7-0, and no sign of Haaland in that at all. Brentford beating Newcastle. And Wolves beating Lincoln. So next up will be the draw for the 4th round. Who are we going to get this time? And here we are with the draw for the fourth round of the Carabao Cup. Holders Liverpool getting knocked out by Ipswich in the last round. So I guess we want to miss Ipswich if we can, based on the fact that they're a bit of a giant killer now and causing problems. Right, let's get underway. Everton are first out. They're at home to Cardiff in round 4. Brentford of the Premier League are at home to giant killing Ipswich, and I think Ipswich will think they've got a good opportunity there. Arsenal, another Premier League side, they will play Manchester City. That's a top of the pop tie, that one. Bournemouth will play Leeds. All Premier League ties, of course. Manchester United, want to avoid them. We have Birmingham City will face Manchester United. Wolves, we'll be playing Wolves at Molineux. I think history says that we've have a little bit of a troublesome time with them. Southampton of the Championship will play Tottenham, and that leaves Fulham and Aston Villa in the thing. Aston Villa have the home draw against Fulham. That is the draw for the fourth round of the Carabao Cup. And that's where it fits into the schedule. So it looks like this is the run of episodes. Manchester United and Ajax in the next episode. Manchester United, because they're near the top of the Premier League, of course, just chasing us. And then, of course, our next Champions League phase match, match day 3 against Ajax away at the Johan Cruyff Stadium or Arena. And then we'll offline to play Everton. And then we'll come back for Wolves and a local derby against Tottenham in the Premier League. And then Besiktas and Wolves again. First of all away and then at home in the Premier League. So it'll give us a bit of a bite to see how we're going. It might be Wolves and Tottenham, Besiktas. And as we've played Wolves, it might be that we do Aston Villa or something like that. I'm not sure. We'll work that out as it gets a bit clearer. We'll get a bit closer to those games. I played them twice, beat them at the London Stadium 6-0 last season in the Premier League, but only managing a 1-1 draw at Molineux. Molineux's not the easiest place to go, as I seem to remember from past saves here. Right, we're going to play Burnley. We're going to come back in a moment for the highlights of that said game, and that will set us up then for the game against Paris St Germain. Not quite 3 minutes on the clock. Roberts with an in-swinger, and it's bouncing around there. We're playing in yellow, and oh, it's in! And Burnley score, but question of offside, I think. It's gone to VAR. And it's a goal. We go a goal down after 3 minutes. I think Areola made the save, and it's bouncing around there. Free kick for Burnley. 20 minutes on the clock. Not really been in this game so far, and 100% record is at the behest. Oh, it's come back off the post. Mavropanos clears that, but not far enough. And we've been lucky here. Is this a turning point in the game? I don't know. Areola clears that upfield. Roberts is underneath it. Carrera. Kudos. Need to bring this ball down. Parisi for Bowen. Bowen gets there. Can he kick this ball into the area? He can. Oh, Souček heads it over. Free kick just inside our half. Mavropanos to Souček. Souček finds Watkins out to Kufal. Can Kufal create? No, he's been robbed. And that was very poor. But that's been cut out by Parisi. Telegraphed and short pass. Parisi, can he cross in from this side? No, but Paqueta may be able to. Bowen turns on the ball and puts it wide. Burnley with a free kick, 57 minutes on the clock. We've won that ball, but not picking it up. Kufal tied in up, though. Bowen heads it on looking for Watkins, but didn't find him. And Burnley come away with it again. A second goal now would cause us all sorts of problems. Ekdal, who scored the goal in the first half early, about 3 minutes in. That's a poor ball over the top. I'm going back to the goalkeeper, Muric. Solomon cuts inside. That's gone wide to Christie. There's something on here, and we're going to have to be careful. It's come back off the woodwork. 58 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes. Ollie Scholes and Mavropanos have come off. Mavropanos has been replaced by Todibo, and Zuma comes on in place of Ollie Scholes. Parisi with a throw-in on that far side. Kudos. Parisi to Carrera. Carrera chips that ball in, but it's gone through without any problem to Muric. Muric fires one long. Kufal under that. Kudos. Souček. Back to Kudos. Kudos, this looks promising. Watkins. And Watkins plants it away in the corner. Question of offside. 8th goal of the season. I think he might have been, actually. Oh, he wasn't. He was onside. It's 1-1 after 68 minutes. And the 100% record, it looks a bit more solid. Well put away. Free kick just inside their half. Carrera with the ball. 72 minutes on the clock. To Zuma. Zuma to Parisi. Parisi cross it into the area. Oof, just wide by Kudos. And with 72 minutes on the clock, making 2 more changes. Parisi has come off. Emerson has come off on in the left side in the wing-back position. And we've also taken off Jarrod Bowen, who's not having an effective game. Kudos moves up front alongside Watkins, and Šamadić comes in as the attacking playmaker. And with 82 minutes on the clock, a final change, a final throw of the dice to look for the win, which will keep our 100% record alive. And we have taken off Kufal on the right-hand side and brought on Ben Johnson. 91, or in the 91st minute. Šamadić is in. Oh, he's put it wide. In fact, he didn't. Muric made a save, and it's a corner on that far side. Šamadić with the corner. It's going to be an in-swinger. Šamadić swings it in. It's cleared, and it's finished 1-1. And we've lost our 100% record. Ollie Watkins equalising after 68 minutes. We had 19 shots, 11 of which are on target. It's that man Muric again, isn't it, in their goal, who always seems to be a bit of a pain in the backside as far as being in goal is concerned. 2.53 on the XG, 54% of the possession. We couldn't get by them. Burnley had 12 shots, 5 on target, 1.56, and 46% of the possession. I suppose you could say they were worth the draw. And before we look at the team that will face Paris St Germain in this Champions League match day 2, just to bring you up to date, that 1-1 draw against Burnley and how it has left us not the 100% record anymore. In fact, we've drawn 2 matches because it wasn't a 100% record anyway, because we drew against Manchester City, of course. But we are still top of the Premier League, 17 points, 1 point clear of Manchester United in second. Aston Villa on 15 points in third, along with Manchester City and Brentford. Manchester City drawing again against Newcastle, so they're in a bit of a torrid time. And yeah, so it goes all the way down to 5th, only 2 points between us. 5 points down to Chelsea and Crystal Palace in 7th and 8th place. Everton, Burnley and Brighton still in the drop zone, albeit they're not too far adrift, although Brighton do need to pick up some points along the way, having lost to their local rivals Bournemouth in their last game. Right, that takes us through to the game against Paris Saint Germain. Nearly couldn't say that, at the Parc des Princes Stadium, and they are out with 3 unregistered players, and Dedic is out with flu. We have Benrahma, who's unregistered. James Ward-Prowse, of course, is out with damaged cruciate ligaments. Otherwise, we have a fully fit squad. Let's go and have a look at the team then that will face Paris St Germain. And the team is this. It's Areola in goal. Parisi, Todibo, Mavropanos and Johnson making up our defensive line. Souček, Alvarez and Paqueta in midfield. Samadic is behind Bowen and Watkins up front. On the bench we have Mazulia, Friedel, Kamada, Ings, Emerson, Zuma, Tarima, Kufau, Skulls, Kudos, Carrera and De Thomas. Champions League league phase, match day 2. Donnarumma in goal, Mbappe up front, enough to frighten the life out of everybody. Playing our team today, usual formation of course. And the Champions League as they come out on the pitch. "20 minutes in, and Mavropanos with a long throw. He's gone through, and Ollie Watkins have put his way his 9th goal of the season, and we take the lead after 20 minutes. What's going on here? The referee is going to have a look at the screen. We don't see this very often. I'm not quite sure whether it's a goal review. It may or may not stand. It's disallowed. It's not going to stand. Alvarez pushing in the area, apparently. Johnson with a free kick now to Paqueta. Paqueta. It's pretty even, Stevens. A very quiet match up to now. Parisi. Parisi comes forward. Gets that ball into the area. Souček! And Samadic has scored. And I think it's going to stand this time. The referee's going back to the halfway line, which is always a good sign. And Samadic gives us the lead. This one's okay. Parisi looked like he'd run out of space there. Bowen, Souček puts it back into the area. And Samadic puts it away. Corner now. Mbappe with the corner swung in. It's an outswinger, Dembele, who's picked up a yellow card. He's had a shot and we just didn't go anywhere near him. And it's 1-1 after 30 minutes. Dembele is headed clear by Todibo. Only to Dembele, but look at him running out of the way. Throwing on this far side. It's going to be Mavropanos because it's a long throw. Throws it into the area. Todibo heads it down to Bowen. Bowen creates some space, but his goalkeeper punches it away. Bowen is there to tidy up. And it's still alive. And Donnarumma in the Paris St Germain goal. Todibo is back there. Parisi. Alvarez. Alvarez to Paqueta. Watkins tries to flick that on. Didn't get hold of it. And tracking back. Ben Johnson tracking back. It's into the area. Mbappe is there. Be careful. And they've scored a second. Zaire Emery gets his goal, and Paris Saint-Germain take the lead after 34 minutes. 2 goals in fairly quick succession. Hernandez, Mbappe, Todibo gets a boot to it. It only goes through to Paris Saint-Germain player. And ball forward again. And we're under pressure here. Oh, ball away. And over the top. Half-time has finally arrived. We've managed to hang on to that 2-1. We were okay until about here, and then it all went a bit wonky. Samadic giving us the lead after 26. Held the lead for 4 minutes. Dembele equalising after 30. And then Zaire Emery after 34. They've had 8 shots, 3 on target. We've had 3 shots, just 2 on target. Need to, and only 36%. That is poor. We need to be picking some stuff up in midfield and giving our front runners an opportunity in the second half. And we're going to make one change at half time. Need to do something with that defence midfield. Alvarez, who's not having a particularly good game there in midfield. We've taken him off and we brought on Kurt Zuma in that ball-winning midfielder role. Hopefully he can do something. 47 minutes on the clock. It's Paris St Germain on the attack again. So bobbling around there, and we're not cleared it. And this is a story. We just don't seem to clear those balls. And it's into the area again. Agate, and it's gone in. Asensio gets a third for Paris St Germain, and the writing's on the wall. We knew it was going to be tough, but to be honest, I did think we'd set up reasonably well to combat them. But it's, got a deflection as well. And with 66, nearly 67 minutes on the clock, making two more changes, we have taken off Ben Johnson and brought on Vladimir Kufal on that right side. And then we've also taken off... who have we taken off? Lucas Paqueta. And brought on Carrera in midfield. Paqueta getting very, very tired. Mbappe with a free kick, swings it in. And Souček heads it clear to Watkins. Watkins comes forward. Just didn't do anything with that ball, which was really, really poor. But Watkins wins it back now. Samadic, Zuma, we get a goal now. This could be interesting running. Watkins, what's he going to do with this? Watkins inside to Zuma. Kufal. Ooh, it's gone out for a corner. Samadic is going to be an in-swinger. Can we have one of our special corners, please? No. We'll see it again here. What happened? Watkins cuts it inside Zuma. Kufal crosses in, and Samadic couldn't just put it away. And with 76 minutes on the clock, making our final two changes, Thomas Souček comes off for Friedel. I might even switch these two over. And then our other change that we've made is up front. Kudos comes on in place of Ollie Watkins, who isn't having a good day. Mbappe with a corner now. Oh, it's been saved by Areola. But it's only cleared as far as Schuller. But we've won the ball back. Bowen and Samadic. Samadic to Zuma. Question of whether it went over the line. And again, that tells me nothing. Parisi is out there. A goal would help, I suppose, if we're going to lose. Better to lose just by one goal. Kufal into the area. Ooh, flashed wide. And I think that's gone for a corner. 4 minutes of injury time in the third minute now. Samadic, this is going to be an outswinger. And they've made a raft of changes. Swung in, it's cleared, but not far. Kudos heads it back into the area. It's bobbling around there. It's cleared now upfield. It's all over. And we've lost 3-1. I thought we'd got ourselves in it when Samadic scored after 26, but goals from Dembele and Emery in that first half within another 8 minutes, 4 minutes and 4 minutes after that. Give them a 2-1 lead, and then Asensio scoring after 48 finished it off. 14 shots, 8 on target, 1.75 on the XG. We had 11 shots, 6 on target, 1.90, but only 35% of the possession, and that's where we lost out. Well, the rest of the round of games have been played. Our next opponents, Ajax, losing to Barcelona by 2-0. Celtic doing very well. They beat Young Boys by 1-0. And Copenhagen, who we play later in the thing, and Sturm Graz, I think, 4-3. The Sturm Graz beat Copenhagen. Manchester United a 3-0 win over Juventus, which is a good result. And Milan beating Leipzig by 4-1. Tottenham winning against Stuttgart. They were the Tuesday games. And then on Wednesday, Inter beating Atletico Madrid. Bayern Munich, Harry Kane scoring there, and 2-1 win against Napoli. Manchester City, and that man Haaland's back in it. 2 goals for him in a 5-0 beating of Rangers. Liverpool winning against Bayer Leverkusen. Real Madrid losing to Benfica. That's an interesting result. It's 0-0 until the 92nd minute and losing that. So Real Sociedad, a 4-1 win against Partizan, and Besiktas, who we also play, beating Shakhtar by 2-1. So how does that leave the table looking? It looks like this after those round of matches. We are down in 11th, currently in the knockout stages, but it's still a lot to play for. 3 points. Teams that have got 2 wins so far: Milan, Manchester City, Sturm Graz, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Celtic, Marseille and Feyenoord. Down to Celtic. Marseille, Feyenoord and Barcelona and Inter have won 1 and drawn 1. We won 1 and lost 1. And it's still to play for. It's early days. It will sort itself out. We'll obviously have a proper look at it about 4 matches in, halfway stage, and see what needs to be done. But currently 11th in the table, and we have some work to do if we are to forge our way forward. At the moment, we've still got a +4 goal difference, which is quite good. That's why another goal would have been quite useful. Right, no more to do. Norwich, we're going to play offline. We're going to come back for Manchester United, a trip to Old Trafford in the Premier League. They are currently 2nd, tucked in behind us. And then a away trip to Johan Cruyff Arena against Ajax, and hopefully we can get a result against Norwich to keep the momentum going in the Premier League. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, keeps you up to date with all future episodes of Irons in the Fire and our other series, of course, from the bottom to the top as they are released. New episodes of Irons in the Fire are released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date with all that is happening on this channel is to follow me on Twitter at JustOffside2. Hope to see you for the next episode, and we'll be playing some more Champions League phase matches. Well, one anyway, against the Dutch champions Ajax. See you for that on Thursday. Till then, bye-bye.